Hello and welcome to day 10 of my 13 days of Halloween movies. Some of my favorite movies from last year's batch were the foreign ones, House and The Wailing. So today I hope to recapture the magic with The Cat. Off the top, this movie is pretty gross. If you are squeamish or eating, maybe stop doing that. Put the food down or don't be squeamish anymore. Then there is some brief animal violence, albeit very goofy. Animal-on-animal kung fu violence. I'm simply going to read you the entire synopsis out loud, so you can probably understand why I was so excited to watch this movie. A cat from outer space teams up with a young girl and an old man to fight a murderous alien that possesses people. This movie has it all: a group of misfits coming together, animal cuteness, and the alien paranoia of the Thing. This movie came out of Hong Kong in 1992, predating a lot of what I have seen from the country. My final project for the year after the 13 days will be going through the Criterion Challenge. I have been watching the movies for months and found myself really connecting with several of the entries from Hong Kong on that list, hitting 4.5 and 5 stars regularly. So I'm clearly quite fond of this era of movie making, late 80s and 90s Hong Kong, more specifically action movies. The Cat does stand out among these movies too. There isn't any big name to Western audiences in this one. Some of the actors have been in big movies but as small roles, and the director Lam Now Chow is semi-known, especially to people who do watch movies more often, with the story of Ricky being his biggest hit. But there aren't any truly massive names attached to this. No Wong Kar-wai, Michelle Yeoh, Maggie Cheung, Tony Yang, or Jackie Chan. But I still loved it. One thing about foreign movies I will be taking from this movie is that the movie shouldn't need to have a known name attached for me to be interested. I should go out of my way to watch more movies that are relatively fresh to me. I go through periods where I can't be bothered to watch foreign movies, I just don't have the energy to, or they feel too overwhelming for some reason, but I need to learn to turn that part of my brain off, and you should too. We should all be watching more foreign movies, really. While it might not have any of those big stars, The Cat definitely has some of the same roots from this period of filmmaking, and I love it. The main reason being the over-the-top, maximalist action throughout, specifically the back half of this. The first 30 minutes was setting up the story, introducing characters, and showing you how hard it is to kill the alien invader. I wasn't a massive fan of this build-up while it was happening, and it feels pretty unneeded in retrospect. You could have gone straight into the action, because this movie really doesn't use any steady increase of horror action. It just kind of erupts into awesome action and never slows down after that. Just as quickly as the movie starts to build suspense and makes you question the morality of the cat, princess, and Errol, it gives up on those ideas. You are questioning whether or not the ninja cat is a good guy, and then all of a sudden you don't care anymore because that cat is in a junkyard kung fu fight with the dog. That's the scene where the movie really turned up a notch, hit that next gear, and never slowed down. It wasn't treated all like a big joke either. These two animals had a multiple minute back and forth fight with cool action moments. They had different fighting styles. The dog was aggressive and powerful, while the cat timed its attacks and used its relative lack of size to its advantage, using its speed. This is what action should be. It doesn't need to be gritty and overly serious. There's no realism here, just a bunch of badass stuff that makes you fist your pump and jump out of your seat. No quips, not laughing at itself. While it's not self-serious, The Cat takes itself exactly as seriously as it needs to. It would be so easy to tip the balance towards overly goofy, lose the fun, or go too serious with it and lose the grandness of it all. The fact that the kung fu fight between two animals isn't even my favorite action scene in this movie tells you everything you really need to know about it. That should, by all accounts, be the most over-the-top badass scene in the movie. But there is one I prefer. That was foreshadowed in the first half. There's a minor character who is stressed out towards the start of the movie. He is told to kick back and drink some alcohol, which one of the other characters remarks is flammable. And that's the basis for my favorite scene in the movie. The alien attacks the house all of our main characters are in, and their solution is to take all of the alcohol they have on hand, light it on fire, and throw it at them. They have an ungodly amount of alcohol as well, like dozens of bottles. It's the same brand and type. So this alien is launching rockets, grenades, and bullets at them. So the one guy decides not to just dual wield, but quad wield Molotov cocktails. It is pure lunacy at its finest. They keep getting shot at, making their way to the roof, and push the alien off. Then the old dude smashes 2 more bottles over his head, electrocutes himself, lighting himself on fire, and jumps off the 2nd-story building, crashing into the alien. You just don't get action like this in movies anymore, especially in the US-centric movie landscape we live in. The action itself is fun and wacky. truly unique. I can't think of another movie that has action similar to this one, really at all. When you look at a lot of action movies, they blend together. Nobody and John Wick feel the same. Fast and the Furious blends together with other car-based movies. The Cat isn't the same guy with guns you see everywhere. True uniqueness is a quality I love finding in movies, doubly so with action. Standing out as different in a genre that feels very repetitive means something to me. The Cat is far from the scariest movie on the list. There is the underlying horror of an alien that possesses people, but it is by no means the focus of the movie. If we wanted to get down to the finer details, you could call it a creature movie rather than a pure horror, but the two terms cover a lot of the same ground. Only a pedantic ass would really dive into the differences. So why bring it up? I'm just trying to figure out why this movie fits so easily into Halloween for me. I sit here certain that The Cat is a Halloween movie. I watched this at the right time of year, based on vibes, but I can't for the life of me explain that. Well, I don't know, maybe I can? The Cat fits the horror genre because it is gross and off-putting. The emotion I associate with Halloween and horror most is fear. Obviously, that's the first one everyone's going to think of, but it is more than that. Horror can be disturbing without scary. And that is where this lies. There are some true stomach-turning moments in this. The alien has hair-like tentacles that spew all over people. There are bursts of liquid. At one point, an orange watery slime just poured out of a vent, and I had to recoil in disgust. The alien's guts look just like human organs, covered in a viscous blood. So while not scary, it does evoke horror. A movie doesn't need to be scary, it can just be utterly disgusting, wet, and gross like this one. I need to reframe what horror is in my head. At the core, horror is about evoking negative emotions, and whether that be through patiently building atmosphere or shocking your system through grossness, it all fits into the one genre. While far from the highlight, the central story here is solid. Princess having Errol as a mentor, losing him and finding Wesley and Pak So as new parental figures is cute. I didn't find the relationship between the two at the start of the movie all that good. It felt unnatural and like they didn't actually care for each other, part of why that beginning stage dragged on. But the longer the movie went on, the problems just started to disappear. They did feel natural together when they were stepping in to help Princess. It didn't make much sense, but it really didn't need to. Then the cat itself ruled. I loved the cute, mischievous, kung fu knowing cat from outer space. There are some movies that have all the right pieces but fail to put everything together and click for me. The cat lives in this weird opposite world, where it's lumpy, a little bit messy. Not everything should come together, but it managed to and I loved it. The messiness works and it makes the whole picture I was completely charmed by. It is my favorite movie of the series so far. I had that much of a blast while watching it. Sometimes all a movie needs to do is be thoroughly entertaining, and The Cat did that. That draws the video to a close. Only 3 more days of videos. If you like the format and have been watching daily, let me know in the comments. I wonder if there's anyone out there who has been watching dailies when the videos come out. Subscribing would be greatly appreciated. While you are down there, you might as well leave a like. Thanks for watching.